Hi guys, it's Courtney and today I'm going to be sharing with you my current brow routine. I've been doing my brows a certain way lately and they've been coming out pretty good. I've been really happy with the results as of late. So I wanted to share with you guys what I do, what I've learned, what products I'm using, and hopefully it will be helpful for you guys. So if you're interested in seeing that, please stay tuned. Alright, so to start off, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush. I'm going to take the spoolie side and brush my hairs in the direction I want them to go, which for me is straight up in the front and then kind of out towards the side from the middle. Next, I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D Signature Brow Pencil. I like the shape of this pencil because it's like elongated and makes creating brow hairs really easy. Now I'm creating tiny brow hairs by lightly flicking the pencil in the direction I want the hairs to go, starting in the front. I'm also filling in any empty spaces. Next, I'm drawing a soft line under the hairs in the front. I'm going to start creating the shape I want the brow to follow. I'm also continuing to fill in any sparse areas. I'm going to begin creating my arch, starting in the middle of my brow. I'm going to angle my pencil upwards and create those hairs. Then I'm going to curve the top of the arch to meet up with the tip of the brow, still filling in any empty areas. So here I'm elongating the hairs in the front so that they match up with the arch a little bit better. And I'm going to lightly connect the front of the brow to the arch at a slight angle. And it's okay if it's a little messy, we'll clean it up later. Here I'm just taking the brush to soften any harsh lines, and I'm also making sure my hairs are still moving in the direction I wanted them to go in the first place. Alright, moving on to the other side, same thing. Creating hair strokes up in the front, drawing your line at the bottom, and continue filling in sparse areas, following the shape of your brow. Alright, so right here, you're going to start to create your arch. I try to make sure my arches are as close to the same height as I can. And connect the arch to the tip. Again, I'm making my hairs a little longer so that I can match them up with the arch. Now I'm drawing in more tiny hairs in the front just for a more realistic touch. It kind of stretches the brow out a little bit so that when I go to blend, I have a little bit more room to fade them out. Then I'm going to go back in to soften. Next, we're going to be using Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm going to drag my brush across to clean up any craziness, any stray brow hairs, or any noticeable mistakes. I tend to like my brow shape to be a little bit straighter as opposed to maybe curved downward, but it depends on what you like. It's just personal preference. Also, I tend to drag my brush down as I go so that it's easier to blend out when I use my finger. Same thing on the other side. Cleaning up any stragglers. And finger blending. Similar idea on the top. And at this point, if one of my arches looks more curved or it looks higher, I try to balance it out a little bit. Now I'm going to use the Kat Von D 24-Hour Super Brow Pomade, as well as the ABH number 12 brush to give our brows a little bit more dimension. Here I'm creating more hair strokes and filling in any empty areas the pencil may have left. Using the bulk of the product towards the tip of the brow, and using whatever is left on the brush in the front so that it creates a natural like fading effect. I tend to draw some of my hairs outside of the lines a little bit so that it looks a little bit more natural, a little bit more bushy. And we're softening them again. Technically, you could stop here. Most brow pomades have a pretty nice hold to them. My last step, however, is to set the brows in place with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. Lastly, we're going to lightly brush the mascara through, starting at the point where I want the most product. Be sure to use a light hand with this so that there's no extra buildup. I find that lightly layering is the best way to get longevity out of your makeup, especially with the combination of these products. For the final step, we're going to fade out the front of the brow, blending out any harsh lines and softening the entire look. And that's it. So one thing that I've learned not to do is aim for perfection. Anytime I try to get my brows exactly even on both sides with the arches being just so, anytime I try to do that, it turns out in chaos. It ends up being a hot mess. I end up going too high on the side, too low. Honestly, at this point, what I aim for is to make my brows look as clean as possible. And also, I try to make them look like they at least both belong on my face. Alright guys, that about does it for me. Hopefully this video was helpful. If so, please leave me a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye!